Hey, Tom here from the Run Testers with another running shoe versus. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Nike Invincible Run 2 and the Nike Infinity Run 3. Big thanks to Sport Shoes for getting me the Invincible 2 to test for this review. You can find a link through to the shoe from Sport Shoes in the captions below. Right, let's delve in and have a look at these two shoes. The Nike Invincible Run 2 costs £164.95 or $180. It weighs in at 285 grams or 10.1 ounces for men in a size 8, and the drop is 9mm. The Nike Infinity Run 3 costs £145 or $160. It weighs in at 292 grams or 10.3 ounces for men in a size 8. The drop is currently unavailable from the Nike website, but the 2 was 9mm for men and 8.4mm for women. Featuring the same incredibly soft ZoomX foam that you find in both the Alphafly and the Vaporfly, the Nike ZoomX Invincible Run Flyknit 2 is a shoe that's built for cushioning. But unlike those race options, the midsole in the Invincible 2 is focused on easy miles and daily sessions. You still get a similar bounce and responsiveness to its carbon plate siblings, but now it's used to minimise impact for training sessions in comfort and help you to keep going when your legs get tired. The wide base also ensures that there's plenty of ground contact to increase the stability of the ride. The upper uses Nike's Flyknit design, ensuring a soft, comfortable fit that still holds the foot securely when running, and there's a waffle rubber outsole design to protect the delicate ZoomX midsole as well as add grip and traction. You'll also find new laces in the Invincible Run Flyknit 2, which makes it easier to tie down than the previous version.
The React Infinity Run Flyknit 3 is an updated version of Nike's popular daily running shoe. It's a solid option that ticks a lot of boxes for people who want a good balance of comfort and versatility, from slow training runs to more demanding sessions. The midsole is made from Nike's React foam, offering a balanced ride that feels cushioned without being noticeably soft. That midsole also features a wide base for added stability, and there's a rocker to promote a smooth motion when running. The upper is made from a stretchy Flyknit that feels roomy and breathable but still offers a secure fit, and there's a healthy level of cushioning around the heel, ankle and padded tongue for a supportive fit.
Okay, so Nick, let's start talking about fit. Let's go for the Invincible 2 first. How did you find the fit in this shoe?
I'm going to quickly say before we start, Tom, that we're in vests because it's 40 degrees. I don't want people to think this is a new run tester thing, but yeah, okay. Thought we should flag that up. Anyway, yeah, Invincible and the Infinity, I'm going to say them both at once, fit me perfectly true to size. Absolutely no problems. Great amount of room in the toe box. Really secure hold around the heel and midfoot. So yeah, true to size for both.
Yeah, same for me. What I would say that about these two shoes is that the Invincible, I'm going to keep getting this wrong. It's like a tongue twister throughout this video. The Invincible 2 has a more padded, secure upper. The Infinity 3, it's a lot looser. It's like a sock liner material. So I think both of them are true size. I think they're very comfortable. But I actually prefer the upper on the Infinity 3. I just like that sock fit upper.
See, I'm probably the opposite. I think I prefer the slightly more traditional style upper of a tongue and padding. But yeah, I like them both.
Well, horses for courses.
No.
The run test, Nick. Let's talk about what it was like to run in both of these shoes. Pick your shoe to start off with.
Well, I'll start with Invincible because I think it's more interesting and exciting. I love the shoe. So probably for both of these shoes, how it was like to run in them was very similar to how it was like to run in the previous versions, but that's kind of by the by. The Invincible, I think, is like about as much fun as you can have. Like in an easy day cushion shoe, it's got an almost uniquely soft and bouncy ride. I think maybe the Nova Bars comes close, but otherwise, it's ridiculous. Like, it is so soft, it's so cushioned. I really like the upper. I think it's cushioned and it's not too warm for me. Like, we don't tend to get very hot days in the UK. Obviously, I am in a vest right now because it's very, very hot. But normally, even if it's like 25 degrees, I don't mind a shoe being this kind of padded on top. So, yeah, I love it. Like, for cruising around easy runs, when I'm feeling good and just enjoying myself, there's not really many shoes I want to do in it more, if any, really. Like, it is very cushioned. It's a bit heavy, but it's got a bit of bounce there. You can kind of move through the gears and progression runs, but generally, it's a shoe just to pull on for, just dibbly-dobbly miles somewhere nice in the sun or in the rain or anything, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree fully. I actually think with the Invincible 2, I loved the Invincible 1. I really enjoyed it, but I don't think I loved it as much as you did. There were other shoes out at the time. I think the Brooks Glycerin 19, I'd still like that shoe more. But I've really warmed. There's minimal changes in this shoe, but I've really warmed to it this time around. I think it's because of the marathon training, and I'm doing a lot more longer runs and a lot more recovery runs. But I think that's where it really comes into its own. I've done some runs where I didn't really want to go out. I have to go out and do 18 kilometers or something like that, and it's just absolutely fantastic. It really just just does the job. Feels so comfortable and just helps you all the way till the end. You're in the last few K of that run. It's still keeping your legs fresh.
Yeah, it's definitely, that leg freshening is so big. I did a 10k race at the weekend, all out in a carbon shoe, and then I was going to do an extended warm down just to get some more miles in, and putting the shoe on, his legs felt brilliant immediately, straight battered from the race, and it just felt really comfortable. I think early on I wasn't so sure about the Invincible, and I think partly because it's like, I don't want to spend this much money on a fairly, outlandish easy day shoe when you can just buy, I think, a very good solid cushion shoe for under £100 to do your easy runs in. And I still think kind of that there's no real need to go out and get the Invincible, like it's a bit much, but it is more fun. It is great fun to run those recovery runs in, and it makes them a bit more enjoyable, especially those early morning or something like that recovery runs where I really don't want to go out, but it makes me look forward to them a bit more. And I think the only other shoe that really does that at the moment is the Brooks Glycerin 20, so it's a really high standard of cushion shoe, I think.
Yeah, I'd go further. I'd say that there really isn't a shoe that you can compare with this on this level. If you want a soft shoe, this is the shoe to go for. I still think the Glycerin 20, 19 it's a little bit firmer than this shoe. This is just, I imagine quite a lot of people walk around in this shoe because it's so comfy. It must be nice as a walking shoe. But it just sits at the other end of the scale. It's just pure softness, this shoe. There's nothing else that is getting that close to it.
Yeah, and I feel like I never feel like you get too lost in that softness though, because you do sink in, but you do get the bounce back, so it doesn't feel like it's effort to put your legs up. Right, we're going to the Infinity. It's like we're setting it up to absolutely slam this shoe, but I also think this is a pretty good shoe.
Go on then, talk about Infinity.
So I really like the shoe as well. I think it's a very reliable ride. It's a very smooth ride. It's not soft and bouncy at all. Like, it's firm, but not in a harsh way. It's very protective, I'd say, and it's another shoe I really like putting on for marathon training, and it doesn't make me look forward to the run in the same way maybe the Invincible does, and it's not like I finish runs in this wanting to do more. With the Invincible, I feel like I finish a run, I go, I want to go and do some more miles in it. But this is a really reliable shoe. It's more stable. The Invincible, I haven't had problems with stability, but I know some people might because it is so soft. This is a firmer, kind of smoother, more controlled ride with that kind of heel clip at the back there, a wide base. And it's a shoe that when you are deep into marathon training, I've always said this about the Infinity line, and I do love picking it up and going, okay, I've got to do some easy miles today, just recovery runs. The shoe that's probably going to protect me the best is this shoe because it is stable. It's a very smooth ride. It does kind of disappear on the foot. It's not particularly versatile. I don't think it's got a lot of speed in it or anything like that, but it does deliver a very reliable ride, even if fun isn't exactly... It is a dull ride, to be fair, but it's reliable in that dullness. What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, pretty much agree. Interestingly, when the Infinity 1 and 2 came out, I wasn't a massive fan of those shoes. I don't really like firm rides that much, and I did find those a little bit too firm. I didn't really get anything from those shoes. Since I've been wearing the 3, I've warmed to it a bit more, actually. I do think it's a solid shoe. I do think it's a nice balance of... There's enough cushioning in there to be a cushion shoe, but it's still fairly stable, fairly firm. It's just a good, reliable shoe, and that makes it more applicable to more people, I think. I do think that the Invincible 1 and 2, it's an acquired taste for some people. I don't think it's a shoe that everyone's going to like, and especially it's got ZoomX foam in it. I know this is a lot more stable than something like the Vaporfly, but I still think it is a bit wobbly, and if you are prone to sort of wobbling about when you run in your foot position, I think this is going to feel a bit uncomfortable. I don't think you'll have that from the Infinity 3 because it's really got a solid base on it. But as you say, it's not the most versatile shoe in the world. I just think it's a damn fine workhorse.
Yeah, I'll take a couple more points. One in its favour and one probably not in its favour, but one in its favour, it's like the most durable shoe in the world. I racked up loads of miles in the original one. I know people have used them for well over 1,000 miles because that React foam just doesn't really break down. This outsole doesn't look like much, but it doesn't wear down at all. The point against it is that it's also quite expensive, and it's got £145-150. Now, the Invincible's more than that, but the Invincible is like a genuinely quite unique experience, I think. So you can go out, spend the money on it, and go, well, I'm getting the Invincible. To upgrade to this from like £100 reliable shoe, like even like the Nike Pegasus 39 or the Puma, like all those shoes, I think it's harder to justify spending the extra on it because you are getting a pretty standard shoe, even if it is very durable.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think it's probably as a workhorse trainer and one that doesn't really deliver. It doesn't excel in any area. I definitely wouldn't go. I wouldn't buy this shoe at full price if I was going to do that. Just because if I was going for a workhorse shoe, there's probably 5 other options that I'd look at that are significantly cheaper and would do the job. But yeah, I do think. I mean, I think part of that as well is it's Nike and it's a nice design. It looks like I use this shoe to walk around town in because I just like this shoe. So that's probably a little bit of it as well. But yeah, I agree. It's a bit pricey.
Yeah, I think it's nearly always in sales, and it's just and I'd say the line is so similar to the previous versions like that. When you find one for like 70 quid, buy it, and you've probably got a shoe you can rely on for like 10 years if you're just using it here and there. So that might be worth considering.
Right then, Nick. Verdict. Hit me.
I would get the Invincible. I think it's terrific fun. Like, I'm not a massive user of really big max cushion shoes. Generally, I'm happy with a daily trainer like the Velocity Nitro 2 or the Pegasus even as kind of my easy day shoe. But if I'm going to splash out on one, I'm going to get the one that's the most exciting and fun to use. And of these two, it's definitely the Invincible. It's a much more interesting shoe. This has its place, certainly, but it's a more stable ride. And I think you'll suit some people more, but for me, it'd be the Invincible. How about you?
Yeah, same. But partly because I think that it's... I wouldn't say a niche shoe because I think many people would like it, but I do think the Infinity range has just got more. I think anybody can wear this shoe and will say, yeah, it's fine. It does the job. Yeah. I know some people that would wear this and go, I absolutely hate it. Yeah. I want a lower stack, harder, firmer shoe that feels more traditional, and they'll probably wear this and go, I just don't like it. But that's the only reason. I think it's a far superior shoe, far more interesting shoe. And if you got them at around the same price, say you got them in the sales or something, and they were both £100, I'd always get the Invincible.
Yeah, this is probably the sensible shoe. This is probably the one we should all be buying, like for our easy runs.
Yeah.
Like, especially, like say, high mileage weeks marathon training. This is probably the smart one to wear, but don't want to. This one's more fun, isn't it? So I'll pay like 20, 30 quid extra for it.
That's it from us. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the little bell icon, and check the channel out for all the other videos we've got for the latest road and trail shoes, as well as running headphones and watches out at the moment. And don't forget, we now have the new Run Testers podcast that comes out at the end of every month. If you want to listen to that, and you should because it's absolutely fantastic, head down in the captions below and subscribe at the podcast provider that you prefer. Other than that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. I've been Nick. I've been Nick.
End it there.